Hello everyone, Green Demon here, and today I want to talk about my YouTube, and I do eventually plan on making the Techno Beyblade in my world. I just have no idea how. Which is why I'm doing a bunch of other small projects, that way I can get more motivated to do it, because this is going to require a lot of detail, and I don't know if I'm ready for that type of commitment yet. But I'm here to talk about my first mega project. Sorry, I'm just going over to it. This. My tower. I finished it. Now let me just get my elytra. I know I'm turning it around, but I only have 35 rockets left, which should be enough. To get to the top. Should only need, what, 2? Okay. And we are here. Now this is my first bit of detail. These 4 pillars. These are actually antennae that I made on my own. And they were based off a design that I made in Creative Test World. And I've loved how this tower has turned out. It's even taller than my cactus farm. Ow. Which goes up to wide 212, where my mega project goes up to Y level 253. So yeah, I had like a stack and 18 blocks above the top of my mob farm to work with. So I didn't want to put too much detail into it. So I decided to do that, and then I made something extraordinary. I went and visited an old world and completed a project that I never finished, because I left that world because of how laggy it got. Now there are some glitchy things, but I'm going to wait for those things to pass. And I made this, the courthouse. It's the first build that I want. It's one of the few builds in my old world that were non-functional. Because back then I was way into shops like the wood shop and the amethyst shop. And I just made it. And I made a jail that went along with it. I made several banks. And the interior. Oh my god, the interior. It's just phenomenal. When you first walk in, you're like, what the? It's just like, holy cow, he made this? And I've been getting into floors as well, because usually I like the plain grass floor look, but I've been experimenting with different floor types. Like, at first I did nether bricks and blackstone bricks as on the bottom. Well, blackstone bricks surrounded by nether brick, and then I did that with deep slate tiles. And I made a few details, like putting the mace behind the Judge Rulings counter. By the way, I don't know what it's called. That's why I'm just calling it. I splashed a few extra details in from the other world because this is like a bit bigger than the other one. And my next plan is to make a jail, but right now I do not have any of the materials that I'm going to need for that. Because the materials I need are just going to put my elytra away because I don't usually use that often. Because I'm like keeping a full set of armor. Last world experience. Well, I need a ton of stone bricks. So I AFK'd at my cobblestone generator for a few minutes while I got some cobble from my storage, and I made this little auto crafting system since I'm still new to it. And yeah, it's not that big. It just, you have a comparator which has 5 of the slots, which that puts out a comparator signal of 6. So you have to have 5 of them blocked in order to make one. Smooth stone brick. Well, stone brick. And then the rest are just filled with 4. So you have a line of, then you have 4 extra redstone dust to detect whether or not it is for how many blocks are in there, and then you have a repeater, because, well, you can't just connect it to the side of a comparator, because that would be bad. And so, and I connected it to my super smelter, because as it smelts the items, it will slowly bring in things. And I've been using this super smelter all through my playthrough, and we're almost on 1500 days, and I've still been using it. So, yeah. And I do have a place that I want to put it. It's just halfway across my island. It's going to be at that beach right there. Right there. That's where I'm going to be putting it. So it's going to be a mega build. And it's going to consist of 5 floors, each having, I want to say, 4 beds in each, with a toilet. And then there's going to be a mess hall and everything like that. But, thing is, for 5 floors, I think I'll have, like, 16 cells on each floor, so that gives me a total of 5 times 16. Okay, 5 times 6 is 30, and 30 times 5. Well, I'm just going